more than that, and not very different from what happens if your favorite movie theater ticket aggregator is down as well, because the minute it comes back and there is a good movie in the theaters, you will go ahead and book your tickets. And that's exactly what happened this week. We had the release of Pushpa 2, broken box office records, brought India box office collections to nearly 529 crore rupees. For the data that we have so far, Gaurav Sharma, who's the CFO of PVR, joins us now to discuss this in detail. Gaurav, every time there is this one big movie that takes, occasion movie as one calls it, that takes people back to theaters, the question is this the beginning of the cult coming back? And similarly, when there is one lean quarter where there is no occasion movie, everyone starts to worry about the fate of movie theaters. So let's start with talking about Pushpa first, because before Pushpa, you had Singham again, Bhool Bhulaiya 3. Seasonally, the third quarter is the strongest. How much is this quarter better than the previous year's third quarter?
Well, this quarter so far has been turning out to be great for us compared to last quarter and also last year, quarter three. November was a strong month on the back of both Singham again and Bhool Bhulaiya 3 doing very well at the box office. And obviously, we are very thrilled with the record-breaking success of Pushpa 2 over the last weekend. So yeah, overall, the trend has been very positive so far in this quarter three.
So, Gaurav, good afternoon. Thank you for joining in. So, what has this done to your growth in the quarter that is currently on, right? What in terms of ticket sales, or it be F&B as well, because F&B is a significant part of your business too. How are the trends looking like in this quarter? And do you believe that with this quarter that has been and the pipeline that is in store for the March quarter as well, that the second half would be a lot better than the first?
Yes, I think as expected, quarter three, has been turning out to be a very strong quarter. Both on ticket sales as well as F&B, and even a very excellent traction on ad revenues for us. So we'll see a very strong growth compared to last quarter. What's very heartening to see is, almost 38 lakh people showed up in our cinemas in the last 4 days, and we witnessed almost 65% occupancy. So, which clearly indicates that there is a very strong appetite for consumers in India to go and watch out films in cinemas, provided there is compelling content which connects with them. Overall, I think, we are expecting December to be the biggest month for us this calendar year.
On the occupancy bit itself, for the entire quarter so far, with Bhool Bhulaiya 3, Singham coming in, and now the last 4 days that you just spoke about, and we also had some, reruns of old movies which people really loved at the time. There was, I think, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, which re-released, and then this trend of previous successful movies going back to the theaters, etc. so far. So, in this quarter so far, the almost 2.5 months of this quarter are done. How have the occupancy trends overall been, and at what average ticket prices?
Well, I would not like to get into specific numbers, but so far...
you can give us a broad range.
Yeah, I think we have been trending somewhere, better than what we did in previous quarter, because October was a slightly muted month for us. November was significantly better, and December is going to be the biggest month. Overall, occupancies for this quarter will be, heavily dependent on how the occupancies in current month go. But I think we will be much better than what we delivered in the first 2 quarters. As I said, the first 4 days for the film, and in our circuit alone, the occupancy levels have been trending 65% plus. Obviously, in the next few days as the weekday progresses, the occupancy levels will trend down. But given that, the lineup of films for the remaining part of the month is also very strong. We have Craven the Hunter on December 13th and Mufasa, and then Baby John towards the end of December. We are expecting that occupancy levels will sustain.
With the occupancy levels sustaining and in the content pipeline as well, right? Because what is in store for the January to March period, Gaurav? And I also want to add in the regional cinema bit as well, right? Because since you guys have a pan-India presence, a lot of regional cinema has done very, very well. Pushpa 2 being an example of that. But even when it comes to other languages as well, including English and other regional cinema, what does this do to the occupancy trends and the pipeline that's in store for you going forward?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question. Regional cinema for us has been doing very well. In fact, the big trend which is emerging is that, films which are made in South are also dubbed in Hindi, and Hindi dubbed versions are doing much better than what they used to do earlier. We have a very strong lineup of films in the next few months in quarter 4 as well. January is going to be a big month in South due to Pongal festival. We will have some big releases. There is Game Changer from Ramcharan releasing in January. Then from Hindi film industry, we have Sky Force in Republic Day weekend, Emergency starring Kangana Ranaut. February again is Chava starring Vicky Kaushal. Deva is there. From Hollywood, Hollywood witnessed a big strike last year, but now second half of this fiscal, the lineup from Hollywood films is much better than what it was in the earlier part of the year. We have Captain America in quarter 4. Mufasa is coming this month. Kraven the Hunter is coming this month. So I think, it's quite good to see that, regional cinema, Hindi box office and Hollywood, all the cylinders are going to be firing at the same time in the upcoming months.
Right. Let's talk about some more, movie-related trends itself. Two things that y'all did, which was to ensure that revenue does come by regularly. One of them was you had that subscription model that you planned, and secondly was the non-movie revenue with the PVR popcorns, the Devyani tie-up, etc. How much do they contribute right now to your overall revenue? What is the success of that subscription model been? If you could give us a sense of the numbers there.
Yeah, I think, our strategy has been to always focus on getting more occupancies and footfalls into the cinemas, and subscription was one of the innovative initiatives we had taken to, bring people, especially during the lean periods, during weekdays, target specific audiences who are price sensitive. So the response was pretty good. It worked very well for us. Again, re-releases is a very important strategy for us, and it has been working beautifully in the last few months. Quarter 2 was a example where almost 6% of our admissions for the entire quarter came from films which were re-released in cinemas. I think we will continue to improvise and refine this strategy going forward. On the F&B side, F&B is a big focus area for us. We've been doing a lot of initiatives around, offering free refills of Pepsi and popcorn over the weekends. To your question around tie-up with Devyani International, it's a pivot that we have taken to focus on pre-ticketed F&B revenue by opening food courts, branded food courts in partnership with Devyani across shopping malls in the country. We'll be opening our first food court in this month, and the plan is to scale it up aggressively in the next couple of years. So yes, I think we are trying to focus on maximizing the consumption trend in India. I think our belief is very strong that movie watching is nowhere to go. It's going to stay here in cinemas in India particularly.
Let's see how that pans out. And, for the love of cinemas, a lot of people would want this industry to continue to do well. Final question then, before we let you go, for the strength of your balance sheet and expansion, because one, you remember were working on asset monetization with some property consultants. You had expressions of interest that you received. You were evaluating their options. So I just wanted to understand where that is. What's your plan on deleveraging the balance sheet? And while all of this happens, are you looking at adding more screens, or you're still looking to, reevaluate your strategy there as well?
Sure. I think, enhancing return on capital and reducing debt is a very important pillar of our strategy. And we are very focused about improving the health of the balance sheet. If you look at in the last 2 years, we have consistently reduced net debt levels in the company, despite of the volatility and challenges we have faced. We are in the process of evaluating sale of certain real estate assets. The process is still ongoing. We'll provide an update once we have some concrete decisions taken on that front. I think the idea is that we will not sacrifice growth. We will continue to add anywhere between 100 to 120 new screens every year. We will gradually shift towards asset light and capital light expansion strategy. As a result of which the capex outflow for us is going to be much lower than what it used to be in the past. by leveraging the scale and the brand and the market share that we have post-merger. So yeah, I think the idea would be to reduce net debt in the next 12 to 24 months and make the balance sheet stronger.
Have you thought of something radical as giving popcorn at 25 to 50 rupees as against the 900 rupees and then keep refilling them?
No, I think we need to balance it out. We need to offer value to the consumers. We have run various promotions, offers, partnerships in order to drive more value to consumers. So yeah, I think we'll continue to do that and come out with more innovative programs going forward.
That would have been the actual headline for cinema lovers like Mangalam and me, Gaurav. But thank you so much for sparing time and joining us today on the show for the road ahead. Wish you good luck for the second half as well. That was the management there of PVR.
Yeah, we're both cinema lovers and we're even popcorn lovers. So both together would be incredible. But like you said, there has to be some balance on both good cinema and good diet.
Well, time for a short break here on Halftime Report. On the other side, Apurva Sheth or Sham.